Alright then, let's get continuing. Or start, whatever. Anyway, today I'll be doing things a little bit differently because I'm going to be in the background while nothing's happening here, nothing interesting. I'll be working on drawing the end screen. Since it's going to be in a Poland ball format and I have to draw it myself by hand. I'll also be doing my best to follow the Poland ball rules as exactly as possible. And if there are any rule breaks, it's either accidental or very, very minor. Okay. Doesn't seem like anything's going to happen, so I'll go ahead and let the game run in the background for a bit while I work on this. Of course, because of the way the recording software is set up, I'm staring at the image of the end screen in paint.net. However, the recording software is continuing to record EU4, so there's that. Alright, 6 a good size for paint? No. Because I want to draw a smaller character. Okay. But I do need a reference on the flag. A bigger flag would be nice, but I think I can see that. On the other hand, I could also check Wikipedia. Yeah. Arakawa. Huh. Well, if it was a daimyo, then it wasn't important enough to merit a Wikipedia page. Which I guess makes sense. I think I can get a good enough image just from looking at the flag. It's a round circle with a sort of T shape. Okay, I'll try to approximate it, but on the other hand, okay. Where's that located? Here, okay. There we go. Has anything interesting happened? Lost manpower low. Oh, that's an indicator I probably should work on some roads. Oh, pretender rebels. In Ashikaga too. Interesting. I do have enough money for the local university, but is that a good idea? World famous. Yeesh. And an art corporation. Continental, yep, they went ahead and grabbed the Continental Arts Center. Once institutions spread, I mean, eventually the institutions from Europe will start to spread here, like banking. Although it is going to take a long while. Ah, I can reach Orissa now. Yep, exploration via capitals. Slow but steady. There's also the Renaissance, which has... it just activated. Okay. Years lease 1550, province owner has enabled innovative ideas. One of the following must be true, Protestant, or Reformed. Nope, never forming that. Globalized trade, major or dominant. Diplotech at least 20 is at least level 27. And, well, the richest, of course. Richest trade node from Manila. Here. Urban development at least 28, and Mintech at least 36. Manufactory or steam-powered factory. Has one of the 4 levels of center of production. And global trade is present. Year at least 1700. Urban development at least 32. Has a university and an art center present. And Renaissance and casual literacy are present. I guess I should actually continue focusing on making money. I still think it's a good idea to work on building a fort. Huh? Why is it that expensive? Oh well. Yeah, I'll just save it for the next level of production. Back to working on the... end screen. I no longer have a claim on the province of Uwumi. Oh, this province. Oh well. Alright, I need to reference this flag. Oh, that is a pretty generic looking flag. Okay. Kawati. Yeah, the fact that I didn't know exactly where it was is an indicator it's probably not important. Don't care. Let them handle it. Let them enjoy autonomy for a little while longer. They probably could use it. Hmm? Oh, Casus Belli expiring. Money! I'm rich. Uh, longer barrels. It costs 14.28. Yeah, things get insanely expensive as the city grows larger. And I mean by ridiculous degrees. They check the estates want anything. Nope. Stability is fine. Um, oh well. Oh wait, there is something I can do. Fabricate a claim. Oh, size it. Yeah, it doesn't increase by 5, the cost increases by 10. Alright. Oh well. You also need to reference flags. Well, at least it's going to be a little pixelated, so I don't even need to put in all that much detail. Additionally, with the end screen, since it's following Poland Ball rules, the flags will look different from how they are in EU4. If they were to follow, if the flags in EU4 were to follow how the daimyos of Japan are portrayed in Poland Ball, it would actually have difficulty telling who is who, because the flags of all the daimyos, as well as the shogun, at least during this time period, would literally just be a white flag with the daimyo's emblem in black. Now, this is all good and well for a comic. For a video game, not so much. Which is why I figured they made a decision to do it like this. Just put the emblem on. Just place the emblem on a blank canvas with a random color, while also making sure that no one of two similar colors happen to be next to each other. And they did it in the same way with M&T. Because it's honestly the better way to do it in a video game. Tianwan has a civil war now. It seems the Empire of China is not as stable as it may appear. Alright, fabricate claim. And I also want to keep an eye on my money. Right, so I need 1428. I have 1346. I'm earning 18 per month. It seems like a stable amount, so it is likely that I'm only going to have to deal with a certain amount. How much will I have to deal with though? I'd say okay, so it's definitely less than 10 months. Or 5, well, actually it's probably around 5 or 4 months. So probably should get back to that soon. Do definitely want these a little bit bigger than the other ones. It's just that. Maybe if I zoom out, I'll have an easier time drawing these. Okay. That's unfortunate. Right, that should further increase the production power and may even make Satu gain a stronger production power center. A stronger production center. Which would be great. It really would. I mean, this one's important. How much does it produce? No, it has craftsman district and probably more. Yep, a lot more urban population, so. On the other hand, it might tack on a. Yeah. It might end up tacking on a new center of production, produce enough production power to add a new center of production to the subcontinent. Maybe creating an important one, well, a major, which would give the important one to second place, wherever that may be. No, just this has a center of production. Just a workshop, not here. This has a corporation guild, but also a very large urban population, so. 11.59. Where is it? 10.99. Okay, less than. How? Well, it could actually be. No, that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, I'm not sure where that production power is coming from. 5.33. Yep. Anyway, let's let the game run again. The dead hand of the church. Occasionally, pious worshippers donated land to the church, often in their wills as a request. Because the church itself owned the land rather than the priests and residents, it never passed into other hands. Since the church was not taxable, a great deal of wealth became concentrated in church hands. Although lieges could prevent their land from being donated, many independent estates were lost to the crown in this manner, and in some countries the church owned more than a third of all land. Gain 5 church influence, and 2 unrest in Umami. Or get a religious scandal and a few ducats. And the scandal's gonna last over a year. And my legitimacy is going to drop by a lot because of this. Do I want more church influence? Not really. They already have a lot of influence. Seize the land for the crown. I really do not want the church to have more influence. I'd rather keep it a bit weaker. Because that's another more insidious way that provinces could be made less valuable. This church influence does not care about autonomy. So I get a reduced amount of manpower, tax efficiency, well, tax and production income from the province. Although trade income is unaffected because I guess the church doesn't care about trade. And it is also difficult to tax because it's a good bit more amorphous than, farming grain or something. I need to look at these Segis. Ease tension. I mean, 60 opinion would actually be. Guess how. Besides, do I really need a diplomatic insult? Guess it's probably. I don't plan on going to war anytime soon. And besides, even if I do go to war soon, it's going to be one specific thing. That's a terrible decision I have to make. Investigate and replace. Ouch. Kitty bak, kitty bake, kitty kita batek. There. Nah. You're either second or third on my list. Maybe fourth. Hanma, which has very, very similar emblem to me. And this emblem actually isn't historically accurate. The Ryu emblem for Hosokawa has this top circle offset to the right a bit. It's not a huge amount, but it's certainly enough to be noticeable. Here it's perfectly centered. If it were accurate, it would be more like in this position. Where I'm circling with the mouse. Anyway, with the pointy finger on the mouse cursor. Oh, there's a great temple. Oh, yeah, there is a great temple. That's why I have a zealous religious head. Oh, joy. Well, at least it gives extra morale. Right, there's one more claim I want to fabricate so that I have claims on, well, everything along here. And if the alliance network doesn't change up, that would be great. Should probably turn those favors into trust. Highly trusting vassals, well, future vassals would be great. Of course, I'll slowly spread across until I have about half the Arc of Lego under my direct control. And then fighting against Ashikaga would be much more of a cakewalk. Right now, I might be able to win if it weren't for the fact that there's a lot of daimyos over here. I want to take this out, and then maybe have control over the rest of this area. Then all the daimyos that would be left are for more or less one province miners, who can barely even afford infantry. And only keep it around because without it someone would declare war on them. Other than me, of course. However, I am almost done with the drawing the end screen. I just need to, well, yeah, just add a couple things. Let's see here. I need a reference flag. Huh, strange, I can't paste the image in. That's why. Wait, whoops, that's not the right window. Oh well. Probably check up on stuff while I'm here. I'll wait for the month to pass, then check on the estates. Can offer favors to lesser nobles. 101 ducats. On the other hand, I earn that every, well, almost every half a year or so. It's not actually that much money. Besides, the gifts will be cheaper while they have less power. And demoting the greater nobles means that the lesser nobles become a lot less happy. Well, there's not like I can build anything at the moment. I don't really need for the city to grow. This one could definitely use a corporation guild, so that's probably going to be the next thing I build. Interesting. That probably helps. Anyway, let's get back to the game running and to finishing up my thing. Okay. Ah, so they built up local fortifications. It's probably to raise autonomy, isn't it? The Kyoto Cannery has passed on. Huh. Subjugate. Oh. Right. Which province was it that has the one? There it is. The Mori clan. Which does nothing but raise defensiveness. Oh well, I don't even plan on building anything in this province anyway, so it's not actually that important. Kyoto Kanrai. Okay. Another event? Nah! Oh well, my capital isn't affected, since it has transferred from EU to Kinky culture. I have the odd feeling I'm pronouncing that wrong, but oh well. Oh, hey, stab increase. This is welcome news. Pause game. Pause. Those keyboard shortcuts don't 100% work. If you tab in and out, certainly. Ooh, religion options. Oh, right. I keep forgetting to adjust the bureaucracy. No, that allows me to upgrade irrigation canals. Yeah. I'll get heavy gunships. Attack. And then immediately switch to bureaucracy. I no longer need the stab as much. The core creation cost. The raised maximum centralization will be helpful. What is the reason for doing so, though, is mainly to get rid of that plus 10% resting point for autonomy. If I can get rid of it, it will let me get a lot more control over all my provinces, which will get me a lot more money. At least it's better than Roving Core, which has, well, reduced maximum centralization. Oh well. Should just let the game run for 2 years or so. More administrators or more army tradition? More administrators. I could also start upgrading forts even further. Sure. And some 30 ducats. In fact, I probably should. At the very least here. The local fortifications are already ranked 2. I can do the same as I did with Setu, contribute 75% of the cost with manpower, and then do the rest with money. Here it's going to be more expensive because, unlike over there where it was just grass flats, the terrain is going to be a bit more difficult to work with. Yeah, forts are cheaper in some terrain, specifically the ones that don't give any defensive bonuses. And that's for balance purposes. Please, let's not play the same song again. I don't like it when that happens. Let's do something a little different from usual. Ah, the Empire is weakening. The thing is, the fact that there is... I turn off Mandate of Heaven because it doesn't actually give much to the MEI to M&T. The age system is deactivated entirely. So there's really nothing to it. There's no Japanese shogun actions. Shinto is considered an animist religion. Well, in the same religious group as animists and totemists, you know, the Mesoamerican faith and Inti, fetishists, etc. Oh, I don't think. I think fetishists was split up. Eh, not 100% sure. Hmm. I heard something diplomatic. What is it? Oh, yeah, sure, definitely. You've been a faithful ally. Well, at least the religious scandal is no longer active, so... I can also blockade 32 Devon provinces. Which is nice, but it's not enough for everything. Oh well. Thanks to the way blockades are calculated, it will, however, focus on what's most important. Well, first, it's going to focus on helping out any sieges that are occurring, and then it's going to focus on blockading, fully blockading the most dev possible. And then it will focus on largest provinces. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure. That tends to be the way it goes with blockades, from what I've seen. It does, however, look like I might be able to fabricate a claim in a few months. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause. Gonna move you over to here. Hire a leader. Good enough. And start paying my troops again. Okay, 17. 8. Yep. You know what? Move you to my capital. I'm gonna actually take a bit longer before I declare a war. Because I want to do it on my own 2 feet. Without having to rely on estates. I do have a force limit of 11. Besides, a stronger standing army would give me more power. Especially in emergencies. Right. Okay. Artillery is no longer completely useless in combat, so I'll go ahead and build 1. That should be helpful in sieges. There. Next me a 10k army. With a lot of cavalry to deal lots of damage, enough infantry to make sure that the insufficient support penalty won't appear unless heavy casualties take place, and artillery to help prevent the casualties to the infantry, because cavalry tends to be on the outside, and artillery provides support. First off, it deals fire damage when it's sitting in the back row, even if it's sitting in the back row, which is normally supposed to deal less, which normally doesn't do anything, but artillery can fire from the back row because of longer range. They also half the damage taken for infantry directly in front of them. Or something. I don't think it's half, but it's definitely a reduction to the amount of damage any frontline units within its flanking range. Our infantry and artillery have a flank range of 1, which means they can deal damage, at least space. They can deal damage to the unit in front of them, as well as unit 1 space to the side of them. Cavalry have a base flank range of 2, which means they can do it for the unit in front of them, and then all units up to 2 spaces away. With each unit taking up, each 1,000 troops taking up, well, each regiment taking up 1 space. There, they're called regiments. Alright, I think that looks good. Though I am gonna have to... There. Yeah, I think I can say that the end screen is complete. Okay then. Yeah. Let me check. Yeah, today is day 17, so... Which means it's been a week since I've started recording again. So... After this, I will begin re-continue the Franconia campaign and okay, let's grab this. I can now steal maps. Oh! Discovery. I can actually see. Oh. So Manchuria flows into Mongolia. Okay. And Mongolia flows into Western Siberia. Which means the Chinese trade nodes are actually pretty badly positioned. Okay. Oh, there's the nearest continent. I can actually check to see the spread. That's banking. So. There we go. It has spread all the way to Persia. Since it's embraced here, that means that... What happened to Bahmani? Huh. Regional. Regional. Continental. Still controlled by Dalia, which is Sunni. On the other hand... Yeah, Isfahan is also Sunni, which means... Yeah. Continental Art and Intellectual Center. That's also continental, which means they can spread in between pretty easily. Especially since they're so close. Although an art center can only spread to one at a time. Oh, they're getting Renaissance, too. Although that has more to do with the fact that Genoa is trading here than anything else. So I'm pretty sure Genoa has embraced it. Diplotech is level 16. Still haven't quite caught up to the east, but they are getting there. And it's going to become more and more difficult as I go on. There's Fiume, who owns Venice. What the heck is going on here? Also a vassal under Austria. Well, the Serene Republic is looking not so serene anymore. Also, Bulgaria got split between the Ottomans, Wallachia, and Serbia. Lithuania and Poland seem to be enjoying themselves. Oh. They're being integrated, although that's going to take forever. Oh, looks like we get the Commonwealth pretty early. Oh, they're at war with Tianwan. There's eaten up Song now. Chen. Anyway. I think I've been... Yeah, it's been an hour and 12 minutes, so... I'm just going to finish up preparations. Because we're going to be going to war once we're back to recording again. Alright, so after this episode, I will continue Franconia. And then and at the same time, I'll also be editing the M&T episodes. If you're listening to this in the M&T edited version, though, after today, or well, when the edited episode comes up, I will go back to recording M&T again. So we will be seeing how this war goes. So, until tomorrow, whichever version you're watching. I should definitely save. Right. Until then.